Why is hardware difficult? Why is hardware more difficult than software? May seem kind of obvious, but I think you guys might have some nuanced answers to that.
My specialty. So, I've actually talked to a lot of people and been thinking about this. And the easy answer, of course, and what I always say snidely to somebody who comes to me with a problem is hardware's hard, right? That's the easy answer. But it's not actually just that it's hard, because software is hard also. It's not like all the software startups are off being successful. They have their equal challenges. The problem with hardware is it's expensive, right? You have a limited amount of cash, however much that is, $1, $1,000, $1 million, and everything you do in hardware costs money, right? Spinning a board costs money, building inventory costs money, getting to market costs money. You spend your cash much faster than you do in the software world, usually, and your mistakes cost money. Oh, I have to bring that PCB back and fix something about it. You have to pay for freight and bring it back. You have to rework it. You have to buy components. And it's the cost of making mistakes that I think makes getting a hardware business off the ground so much more difficult.
Yeah. We always say, like, when you look at a software startup, if you look at the first 10 employees, often what you see is sort of clones of the founders. Because that's what you need. You need scale. You need more people who can write software, right? More people who can manage the AWS instances you're bringing up. If you look at the first 10 people in a hardware company, they're all incredibly different. Mechanical, electrical, operations, productions. And that almost it almost tells you the truth of why it's hard. To build hardware, you need to bring together a number of different specialties together at the same time to properly execute, in addition to still having to build all of your software and your back end. So it's just an increased complexity. But if you look at an early stage company, as you grow your businesses, watch the people that you hire, and you'll see how hard it is, because all those different disciplines, you need them to go to market.
I'd say one of the other things is in software and in entrepreneurship, there's this idea of the minimum viable product. And it came out of software, where you should just launch something when it's barely ready to meet the public, and then you'll learn from it and you'll keep iterating on it. And I think that idea can be attractive to all entrepreneurs running companies, but it can be also kind of a red herring for hardware startups, because I think if you launch something that isn't fully baked, it can just crater spectacularly in a way that if it was software, you just update it and keep learning and keep going. And so I think there are some different rules for hardware that make it take longer, and you have to be a little more certain about that you feel that it's ready before you launch it compared to software.